Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabans. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment. And we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a serious show in store for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. This is a topic I've been wanting to get into for some days now, but I think this is a good time to talk about it. Coming into this season, all we were hearing was how great of a coach JJ Redick was going to be. You even had people on ESPN saying that the Lakers believe, get this, the Lakers believe that JJ Redick could be the next Pat Riley. The next a dude that hadn't coached anywhere at all. It was all based off of how he could talk the game on TV and maybe how the interviewing went. They were like, this guy is going to be the next Pat Riley. What they were essentially saying was JJ Redick was a brilliant basketball mind. Fantastic. The season started, and you could see that the Lakers look different with their ball movement, their activity on the offensive glass. They're now deciding to make Anthony Davis the focal point of their offense. So in the 7 years that Anthony Davis has been with the Lakers, this is the first time he's actually leading the team in shot attempts, which is an entirely different conversation. And he started off the season 3-0, and they were looking fantastically well. And I was one of the people saying on the comments and on the videos, I'm like, damn, JJ Redick looks like he's doing a hell of a job. But some of our viewers were like, bro, pump your brakes. This is fool's gold. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. And I decided to just have a cautious approach. Then the Lakers lost the first game. They went 3-1. Then they lost the second game. They went 3-2. Then they won the next game. I'm like, okay, you see. And then they dropped the next two. But before even dropping the next two, because as we currently speak, the Lakers have a 4-4 record. They're a 500 team. A 500 team sitting in the 10th spot in the Western Conference. I started noticing a very disturbing pattern on the internet from former and current NBA players. I started to notice that these guys were praising JJ Redick even when he was losing. They were talking about, this guy's a great coach. I want to put up a thumbnail of a Gil's Arena video of a game where the Lakers lost to the Cavaliers, I think by like 15 plus points or something like that, or 14 or something. And on the thumbnail they say, or the text they say, signs that JJ Redick is proving that he's a hell of a basketball coach. And I'm like, what? And then yesterday I come across another clip from Paul George's podcast talking about how JJ Redick is this exceptional coach. And I'm like, but he's a coach with a 500 team. What are y'all talking about? So for those of you who didn't hear what they had to say on Gil's Arena and what Paul George and them were saying, I want to play it for you now and then want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to these guys here.
JJ Redick has had an impressive start to his coaching career with the Los Angeles Lakers. As a basketball fan, personally, I love to see it. It was unbelievable, the criticism, that he was receiving. I think there was a lot of doubts, and I think JJ has over-delivered on expectations, and it's just been amazing to watch. Laker fans are super impressed with his coaching, the way he speaks to the players, the timeouts, out-of-bounds plays, even his post-game pressers talking about the basketballs. I can't believe we're using, new basketballs, which I do want to get your opinions on that. But what have your thoughts been on JJ's, start to the Lakers? And what were your expectations of him being a first-time coach for the franchise?
I think his start has been very impressive. I think he's like, that team has bought into him and they trust him and they believe in him. And I think that's one of the biggest things, especially when you have a mega star like LeBron and Anthony Davis on your side and those guys buy into you from jump. It says a lot about his presence there. I saw one of the videos of them doing like guards versus bigs.
That was
and
sick.
He matches up with Jackson Hayes. Like that is culture right there, bro. That's team bonding and that's culture when your head coach is in the trenches and is fighting with you guys literally when they matched up, they were going at it, and he gets the stop, and the whole team, ignites. I love to see it. I think, again, he's awesome as a communicator, and he's a natural born leader. I think he's a Duke guy, so he's a hard worker. He's a team guy, and he knows the benefits from both of those, pillars. So I'm loving it. Funny thing is, I talked with JJ before him taking that job. We were in Dallas for games 3 and 4, and we chopped it up a little bit. And me knowing that it was, at that time he wasn't signed to the Lakers, but it was around the decision time. And, I got a chance to just tell him, good luck. I'm rooting for you. And, basically putting my belief that he'll do a great job. Just the conversation we had, like I was bought in with his basketball knowledge and just the way he analyzes the game on, TV, from him going toe to toe with Stephen A on certain topics and saying like, listen, you guys haven't done this. Like he's very good at confrontation, and you need a strong coach that's built for confrontation. So he's been very impressive, and I think he's going to make for a great coach for the Lakers.
Kenya, I know Lakers are not your favorite team, but when you watch, you don't tell us, but you support on the low. Do you like the accountability from J.J. Redick after the loss?
It's what he's supposed to say. It ain't on him. It's not. We talking about professionals here. Ain't nobody in the NBA got a problem shooting the basketball, bruh. Ball just didn't go in. Mm-hmm. That's all. You have quarters like that. It's good that he's stepping up for his guys, but it ain't. So let me ask, I want to ask him, so what plays could you have called to make the ball go in?
None.
I've never heard of one. Like you got a 100% play? Mm-hmm. Fuck run it every time then, goddamn it, if it's 100%. There ain't no guarantees in it. It just, I appreciate him for being his new coach and his first. So, yeah, cool. But
so as our producers have pointed out, in the previous regime, after a loss like this, Darvin Ham probably would have said something along the lines of, that's a hell of a ball club over there.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's a good-ass statement, too. Shit.
Is it?
To be honest.
We don't die by wins or losses.
Yeah, so hey.
Lexi, do you like the accountability from J.J. Redick?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the right answer to say. I don't particularly like when coaches throw their players under the bus in media. I don't think it's productive for, like, the locker room. So I think that's a good sign for JJ that, as a former player, he knows that. He knows how to keep the locker room intact. But this was, like, a super winnable game for them, despite Bron not having a great game. But, like, that's a game that they absolutely could have and should have won. But, yeah, he mentions the scoring, and then he goes right to the defensive coverage. So, like, he knows that it wasn't his play calling that cost him the game. It was, KD and Book being such elite shot makers down the stretch. Yeah. And that's a defensive thing.
Yeah. So you heard what they had to say. I hate to say this, but then again, I don't. And we have a platform that we're going to be something pretty cool that we're launching next week where I can really get into my thoughts unfiltered and really say what I think without the constraints of, YouTube and others that you guys should be on the lookout for. But I want to say this. There's a lot of buck dancing going on with these dudes. A lot of y'all are buck dancing. A lot of y'all. You dudes are out here talking about, because y'all are essentially saying that JJ Redick is smarter than Darvin Ham, period, point blank. Why you guys feel that way, that's your own, that's for you guys to reconcile personally. But they're saying that JJ is a smarter man, coach, whatever, than Darvin Ham. All I know is that dumbass Darvin Ham, with his dumbass, and I'm being facetious, was dumb enough to get the Lakers to the Western Conference Finals in his first year, dumb enough in his second year to help them win the championship banner that they had the audacity to even put in the rafters. And some of these dudes are out here twerking it up all over the place, knocking over drinks, pouring honey all over the table, slapping each other with honey all day long. Oh, we won the NCAA tournament. Oh, look at that. Let me get the honey out. He was good enough for that, He was also good enough to get the Lakers into the play, and the same jigaboos was out there talking, man, if minus the Nuggets, Lakers can beat anybody. Well, wasn't Darvin Ham the coach when you dudes was up there talking about they can? Wouldn't that mean that Darvin Ham will be good enough to coach his team to beat anybody outside of the Nuggets? Help me figure it out. So Darvin Ham was good enough to do that, dumb enough to do that. But here we got smart-ass JJ Redick sitting there with a 4-4 record, and nobody is saying anything. Not nobody. We got all these buck dancing creators all over the internet twerking it up, hollering, screaming about this player, that player, that player. Nobody talking about JJ Redick. But when it was Darvin Ham, you dudes went ham on him. And it reminds me, I gotta say it, because I this is what I believe, and I'm gonna keep it fun. I'm gonna say what I believe, 100%. And whoever feel a type of way, but at least y'all gonna know dude is being honest with what he feels. This reminds me of an experience I had in Lagos, Nigeria. I went to a restaurant called Eric Kaser. Nice restaurant, run by Lebanese guys. And I'm there, and I'm trying to make an order. This is over a year or two ago. 2 years ago, at least. And I'm sitting there, and the waiters are just walking around like they don't see me. Let me repeat. I'm in Lagos, Nigeria, which means it's a country full of black people. The waiters are acting like they don't see me. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, why don't they take my order? Why am I like sitting here trying to raise my hand and all that? Then a group of white people walk in, and the waiters couldn't, it's like they almost tripped over themselves to run over to them. They almost tripped over themselves running over to them. Why? Because they perceive, they have money and whatever inferiority complex they had in them. So the guy now came to me, and I said to him, I said, something is wrong with you guys. I've been sitting here, but the minute you saw these people, you started running over them. Running over each other to go serve them. But I'm sitting here. But you guys are running over to them. I said there are more black people in this restaurant that got more money than them. Hope you know. And they're like, oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. What you saw was their mentality. I don't understand why they're giving JJ Redick this benefit of the doubt that they didn't give Darvin Ham. Where were all of these NBA players talking about, man, Darvin Ham is smart. Darvin Ham is smart. Matter of fact, when he got fired, where were these NBA players? Man, but he was good enough. I mean, they got to the Western Conference Final, But when it comes to JJ Redick, all you hear out of them is, man, he's a brilliant mind. He's so smart. The way he communicates, the way he speaks. And given the fact that he's a former player, he can understand them at a molecular level. Darvin Ham was a former player. But that doesn't matter, because we got to buck it up. I'm calling you guys out. It'll be the same dudes running around talking about black power. I'm talking to you guys. Y'all are not keeping it funky. You're not keeping the same energy. You're not. And I'm going to say it. You're not doing it. Why are we giving JJ Redick this benefit of the doubt that we didn't give to Darvin Ham? Explain it to me. Explain it. Explain it. All I know is for all of that talking and twerking and hollering y'all been doing, son got a 500 record. That's all I know. And JJ is going to get away with a whole bunch of other stuff that Darvin Ham would never dream of doing. And you dudes will say nothing. He just stormed out of a press conference 8 games in. Do you think Darvin Ham would have been able to get away with it in his introductory press conference with the Lakers cursing? I don't give a F about that. Do you think he would have been able to get, it would have been you same buck dancing dudes. Man, he must think he's somebody. We better go show him. Who does his black ass think he is talking like that? Don't you know he with the Lakers? But when JJ said it, y'all had no problem with it. And now you got players so, man, I think he's smart as hell. What about JJ Redick makes you think he's smart as hell? Huh? Who's the smartest guy in the classroom? The guy that talks the stuff the best or the guy with the best scores? You guys are enamored with language. Oh, man, he's so articulate. So articulate. Why are you so impressed with articulation skills? His oration skills. He's a great orator. He can talk us into a 60-win record. All that great speaking and smarts got the Lakers sitting at a 500 team. And every day we got to hear NBA, but man, he's a brilliant mind. But Darvin Ham, I heard none of you dudes say that, which means that there is something inherently in you that views yourself as lower than white. I'm sorry, I said it. I said it. Kobe didn't have that inferiority complex that some of y'all do. Kobe didn't have it. Kobe wasn't enamored with JJ Redick. You dudes are. What is all of this twerking and honey slapping I'm looking at here? Ain't y'all had enough? Ain't the honey run out yet? So I'm saying it. I don't see it. To me, to prove that JJ Redick is a good coach, I'm going to look at his record. And I gotta say it because you dudes are running and hiding. They got the nerve to put up a thumbnail, a picture of the Lakers getting blown out by 14 points. Talking about, man, we're seeing signs that JJ Redick is a Hall of Fame. I'm done with you, dumbass.